The Las Vegas courtroom was crowded shoulder to shoulder, anticipation hanging thick in the air. Then, the clerk's voice pierced the quiet, reading out the verdict, and the room appeared to shudder. Cameras weren't permitted, but even in the hallway, reporters could hear the stifled gasp surge through the crowd. Mary Brown and Janelle Brown are hereby granted judgment. Robyn's perfectly manicured hands, which once clutched her lawyer's arm like a lifeline, went limp. Her face went white. She looked from the judge to Kody, blinking fast, silently pleading him to inform her this was a dream. But Kody remained frozen, his eyes glassy, his lips open, like a man who just discovered his own home was sliding into quicksand. It was a devastating blow. The court ruled that the $1.02 to $2 million Flagstaff home and other real estate transactions Kody had steered to Robyn constituted fraudulent acts to deprive Mary and Janelle of assets. And now, the gavel had come down. The house would be taken, sold, and the proceeds turned over directly to Mary and Janelle. Robyn's breathing was gasping. She'd lost her house, her safety net, and if rumors from Mary's lawyer were correct, her reputation too. 2 weeks afterward, Flagstaff residents awoke to a sight they never wanted to see, a moving truck in front of Robyn's mansion. She stood on the driveway wearing an oversized hoodie and leggings, hair pulled back into a rumpled bun, crying orders to the movers. Cardboard boxes marked kitchen, kids' rooms, and forebodingly, legal papers do not lose were piled willy-nilly. Across the street, neighbors muttered. She always acted like she was better than everyone, one whispered. Now look. Kody lingered near the truck, scuffing the gravel with his shoe, muttering under his breath. His once golden curls hung flat with sweat, his skin pale and drawn. The man who once roared about protecting his pride now looked like a lion with no fight left. The eviction officer stepped forward with efficient brusqueness. Time limit is 4 p.m., ma'am. This is not fair, Robyn trembled, but the officer did not blink. Court order holds. 300 meters away, Mary sat in her recently refurbished kitchen, coffee in cup, scrolling headlines that were sweeter than dessert. Robyn loses mansion in court decision. Sister wives star is evicted. Her phone rang. Janelle. Did you read it? Her voice was almost radiating. Mary sat back with a sly grin. Oh, I saw it. Mary had sat on the sidelines of her own marriage for years as Robyn soaked up Kody's attention and financial control of the family. Now, for the first time in 10 years, the tables were turned. She thought she could bury us under false tears, Mary whispered. Well, she's really crying now. Eviction broke something in Kody. Friends saw him cruising around town without direction, sitting at restaurants but never getting out of the car. He quit shooting for TLC, explaining to producers that he needed to reboot, but behind-the-scenes crew members shared the real story. He was too embarrassed to show up on camera. When a reporter asked if Mary and Janelle had won, Kody lashed out. Nobody won. The whole family lost. It's a corrupt system. But deep inside, he knew it was true. Robyn's secret land swaps and money tricks had been exposed by the forensic accountant Mary and Janelle had retained, and the proofs had devastated his defense. 2 months on, Robyn was squatting in a small rented house on the edge of town. The grand staircase, the neatly trimmed gardens, all gone. While the children fought over the homework, she did laundry in the tiny living room. Kody, angry and agitated, was sleeping in another room. The man who had promised her security was barely managing to pay next month's rent. All the while, Mary and Janelle were flourishing. Companies thriving. Funds hidden securely in trusts. They weren't merely staying alive, they were coming out on top. And the most delicious win wasn't the cash. It was seeing Robyn suffer the public humiliation she believed she'd never experience. 3 weeks post-eviction, Robyn slouched over her laptop in the gloomy kitchen, devoid of coffee mugs like little ceramic soldiers. Her eyes were bleary from tears. A yellow legal pad on the table was scribbled with panic notes. Sue for defamation. Expose Mary's secrets. Dig up dirt on Janelle. Use TLC contract. Kody shuffled in, days having passed since he'd last changed his hoodie, hair still disheveled. What's all this? He growled. It's how we take our stand, Robyn replied, her voice shaking with resolve. We will not sit here and watch Mary and Janelle prance on our graves. I'll make it so everyone knows who they really are. Kody massaged his temples. They want us desperate, stupid, That's exactly what this is. Blowing him off, Robyn phoned a gossip blogger she'd met while doing press for TLC. The blogger offered a sympathetic exclusive story in return for some off-the-record information. 2 days after that, the headline broke. Robyn Brown speaks out, once called family, now betrayed by sister wives. In the article, Robyn had claimed Mary and Janelle had conspired for years to sabotage her marriage and reputation. Robyn portrayed herself as the victim, the object of decades of jealousy. She alluded to dark secrets about Mary and Janelle, amorphous enough to raise suspicions but hollow enough to leak no information. For 48 hours, it worked. Social media exploded, wars erupting in comment threads. A handful of loyal voices spoke up for her. Then Mary hit back. So far, she'd been silent since the eviction. But tonight, with her hair set just so, and a blazer that practically screamed "I came to win," Mary streamed live on Instagram. Does Robyn want to discuss betrayal? Her voice was even, slicing like glass. Fine, let's discuss. For the remainder of 30 minutes, she deconstructed Robyn's narrative, brick by brick. She presented receipts connecting Robyn directly to the property transactions. Texts shared in which Robyn implored Kody to hurry up before they catch on. Mary finished with one biting sentence: "I didn't destroy Robyn's life. When she chose greed over family, she destroyed her own." The live went viral. Hashtags broke by Robyn Mary wins. The following morning, Robyn's phone was a grenade of enraged DMs, mocking memes, and viral TikToks rewatching her old crying scenes for giggles. Sponsors quietly dropped her. On TLC's social platforms, Mary and Janelle's posts now dominated hers by miles. Kody was fuming. "I warned you not to stir the bear," he screamed. "Now they're saints and we're the liars." But the worst part was yet to come. Robyn appeared unbidden at a public charity function at which Mary and Janelle were guest speakers. Cameras descended. Mary saw her, grinned, and spoke into the mics. "Oh, look, the eviction tour continues." A wave of laughter flowed through the crowd like a slap. Robyn stood stock still. Later, she melted away, back to the rental, the truth washing over her. Her revenge had hurt them nothing. It had ruined her. Then came the email. Subject line: "Contract review urgent." TLC summoned Robyn and Kody to a private meeting at their Flagstaff office. The air in the conference room was thick, tense. Dana, a network executive, slid a document across the table. "We've been reviewing the show's direction," she began, her voice cool. "Viewer sentiment has changed. Robyn, you're now the most disliked cast member on Sister Wives." "That's not fair," Robyn's voice cracked. "Janelle and Mary." "The numbers don't lie," Dana cut in. "When you're featured, ratings drop. When you're gone, they rise. Advertisers know it." Then, the hammer. TLC was considering removing her entirely, either phasing her out mid-season or giving her a short farewell arc. Back in the car, Robyn crumbled. "They want me gone." Kody's jaw clenched, fists on the wheel. "If they cut you, I'm done too." But deep inside, the fear wormed. Without the show, their sole regular income would disappear. Desperation got the better of them that night. Kody phoned Dana. "You cut Robyn, you cut me, but what if we sell a package?" Her response was cold. "We might cut the package too." A week after the explosive argument, TLC's lawyers extended Kody a confidential offer: remain on the show without Robyn. Remake his relationships with Mary, Janelle, and Christine on television. To them, Kody's redemption story was gold for ratings. It was dressed in deceit as opportunity. When Kody presented Robyn with the contract, she turned white. "So, they want you to choose between me and the show." Silence. Meanwhile, Mary had already received word of TLC's proposal from a producer pal. She did not rub it in public, merely shared a mysterious Instagram photo of herself sitting on her porch, captioning, "Some things just work themselves out." The comments field exploded with conjecture. 2 nights prior to the ultimatum, the rental was a battleground. Robyn walked back and forth, sobbing. "If you accept this offer, then I was merely a prop in your career. And if I don't, we're broke in 6 months," Kody retorted. He pounded into the spare room, closing the door behind him. For the first time, Robyn realized she may not lose him to another wife. She may lose him to the cameras. On the day of the decision, sun seeped into the kitchen as Kody sat alone with the contract. Before him, Robyn's eyes were puffy, her hair still wet from the shower. "You don't have to do it," she breathed. "Yes, I do." His tone was dull, he grasped the pen, signed. Robyn gasped, muffled but keen. "You used me for a paycheck." Kody didn't glance up. "I ensured that we wouldn't be having ramen for a year. I sold both of us out." In 48 hours, TLC's press release was everywhere. TLC's statement landed like a slap. Kody Brown to reconnect with ex-wives, as Sister Wives returns with a thrilling new season. X was chosen intentionally, a reminder in public that Robyn was not included. Entertainment programs had no hesitation putting together clips of Robyn's tearful recent interviews with flashes of old video of Kody grinning between Meri and Janelle. The juxtaposition was harsh. Meri and Janelle walked right into the public eye. TLC's initial promo shoot was held at Meri's Inn, with cameras capturing the two of them giggling over coffee, browsing photo albums on the porch. When a reporter questioned Meri about working with Kody once more, she smiled. "Working with people who prioritize family is nice." The words were gentle, but the bite was cutting. "And it's nice to know the show's staying on course with the actual history, not distractions," Janelle added, the unspoken reality unsaid. Robyn was always the distraction. Robyn attempted to resist. From her vehicle, she uploaded a tear-stained Instagram video. "They're rewriting the truth. I'm Kody's wife. I was his wife." But the reaction was not sympathy. Popcorn gifs, laughing emojis, reminders of her loss in court. Even her diehards were exhausted. When the new season first aired, TLC's editorial decision was apparent. Bouncy music, Kody pulling up to Meri's Inn, cozy hugs with Meri and Janelle. And then an abrupt cut to Robyn, sitting by herself in her rental, gazing blankly out the window. Ratings exploded. Twitter was filled with hashtags like Team Meri and Team Janelle, and poor Robyn became a meme. And in that tiny apartment, Robyn saw the unthinkable. She had thought she was queen of the Browns for years. Now, she was a minor player in somebody else's fairy tale. The season took a harder turn. The first scene brought Robyn into the modern downtown law firm where she sat facing Vanessa Cortez, quick-witted, unflappable, obviously measuring her. Robyn pushed TLC's press release across the table. "They can't just cut me out. I've given years to this show. I'm part of its history." "Contractually," Vanessa asked, fingers steepled. "They can, but maybe. If we can establish your removal as part of an intentional assault on your reputation, we might have a case." Robyn's eyes flickered with excitement. Janelle and Meri, they've been planning for years. Within days, Robyn was threatening to sue TLC for emotional distress, wrongful firing, and slander. Executives opened a fat envelope bearing legal notice. She was ready to release behind-the-scenes documentation, allegations of scenes being staged, manipulation by producers, even personal improprieties. It exploded at TLC headquarters. Some of the executives murmured about a backroom settlement. Others laughed. Dana, the same executive who'd iced Robyn out before, stated bluntly, "Call her bluff. If she goes to that place, we strike back with nuclear power." When Kody heard, he blew his top. "Sue TLC, they're the only thing keeping us from being broke." "They embarrassed me, and you stood for it," Robyn retorted. "You're about to destroy the only lifeline we've got." His fist slammed the counter. Neighbors later told reporters they'd heard shouting and glass breaking. Meri and Janelle saw blood in the water. In a People magazine interview, Meri said, "We've had enough drama without creating it." Janelle added, "We've moved forward, some people just can't seem to." The subtext wasn't subtle. TLC lawyers acted quickly, bringing Robyn into an on-the-record deposition. Under oath, she confessed that much of her incriminating allegations against Meri and Janelle were based on suspicion, not evidence. Worse, the network attorneys produced texts proving Robyn herself had requested producers to set up some scenes so she could appear sympathetic. When the deposition surfaced, headlines blared. Robyn Brown's TLC case implodes, admits to fabrications under oath. Overnight, her entire fan base disappeared. Sponsors dropped her. Even some members of her own family refused to take her calls. Kody started sleeping out. Rumors spread he was sleeping at Mary's bed and breakfast. Social media lost its mind. TLC milked it for the finale. While Kody filmed in another city with Mary and Janelle, cameras lingered on Robyn alone at her kitchen table, overdue bills spread out before her. Tears streamed down her face. "I thought I'd be the last wife standing. Now, I'm not even in the story." In the final shot, she observed on her cell phone as Kody, Mary, and Janelle went into a restaurant together, laughing. A far cry from the unapproachable woman she used to be. The season faded with the sound of her muffled sobs. Within the next season's premiere, the icon was bare Robyn, in a dark kitchen at 2 a.m., devouring cold cereal from the box. Her sweater stained, her hair disheveled. Rock bottom had a face. Uncashed mail piled up in lopsided piles, some envelopes yelling final notice in giant red letters. Her bank account was almost depleted, collateral damage from the litigation fiasco. With most of the shared funds invested in Mary and Janelle's enterprises, even Kody's on-camera payments had shrunk into insignificance. Then came the coup de grace, TLC shutting off all future proceeds for contract violations. In a subdued confessional, Robyn at last confessed the reality to herself. "I thought being sweet and quiet would keep me safe. I see now, nobody's coming to save me." So she decided to shift the script. She relaunched Second Chances with Robyn, a social media rebranding intended to be warm, humble, and redemptive. She posted herself rummaging through thrift stores, baking cookies with the children, speaking of beginning anew. Initially, some fans did accept her. But the sympathy was tenuous. Remarks continually accused her of crocodile tears, pity rebranding, and then, she committed the fatal error. In one clip, she bemoaned the price of grocery store bread while sporting a gold Cartier bracelet she'd not removed. The clip went viral, but not because she'd intended. A rainy afternoon and her phone rang with an unknown number. She was about to let it go, until she heard the voice. "Robyn, it's Christine." The same woman who'd compared her to a manipulative strategist on national TV. The same woman who'd been her biggest critic. But Christine's voice wasn't biting, it was measured, almost neutral. "I think we can help each other," she said. "Come see me, no cameras." They sat in a small cafe on the outskirts of town. Christine pushed a manila envelope across the table. Contents: well-worn production calendars, unused shooting logs, snippets of private meetings between Kody and TLC producers. "This," Christine said, leaning forward, "can ruin Kody's golden boy reputation. And if we leak it in the right manner, we both gain." Robyn furrowed her brow. "Why assist me?" Christine settled back, cradling her coffee. "Because I don't care if he wins. And currently, you're the only one desperate enough to hang around for the long haul." The arrangement was made, with a single caveat: Mary and Janelle could never find out. For weeks, they convened in secret, trading notes, sifting through old receipts. Robyn was amazed at the arsenal Christine had assembled. Kody mocking his own kids off camera, belittling crew members, even attempting to push family members off projects in favor of better paychecks for himself. One evening, scanning the papers, Robyn breathed quietly. "This is nuclear." Christine's response was icy and firm. "Exactly." And then there was the leak. Entertainment Tonight was the first to report never-before-seen video of Kody screaming at producers, demeaning his children, making fun of Mary's business. Hashtags Brown Family Truth and Kody Exposed exploded on social media. TLC frantically tried to contain the damage. Mary and Janelle publicly severed ties, but the harm had already been done. Kody's confrontation with Robyn was in the rental living room in the season finale. His voice shook. "You did this." She didn't even deny it. "You left me with nothing, Kody. I told you, put someone in a corner, they fight back." Christine emerged out of the hallway, having waited for this very moment on television. She and Robyn locked eyes, silently triumphant, as the episode cut to Kody's face, half shock, half anger. In Los Angeles, executives at TLC were hardly able to conceal their glee. Ratings had gone through the roof. The leaks were a bonanza. Dana, the CEO who had originally let Robyn go, smiled like a card shark holding a royal flush. The strategy was merciless. The Brown Family Truth Summit. A multi-day family reunion, each family member at one opulent Sedona resort. No one could say no, attendance was contractually required, or they'd lose their last payments. Mary and Janelle didn't flinch. Christine hesitated, 10 careful seconds before acquiescing. Robyn read her letter 3 times, muttering to herself, "It's a trap." Kody merely growled, "We're finished if we don't go. At least we get paid this way." The stage was set. The main room looked like a cross between a boxing ring and a therapy circle, plush chairs, soft lighting, but cameras everywhere. Overhead rigs, close-up lenses, nothing left unseen. Host Leif Foster opened with a promise. "We're here to burn the bridge or clear the air. Either way, the truth comes out." Day 1 was polite, cold smiles, surgical jabs, but everyone knew it wouldn't last. Christine landed the first blow. "Kody, want to discuss the time you told producers Mary's business was a waste of camera time?" He stuttered, "That's out of context." "No," she interrupted, "it's right in context." She pressed play on her phone. Kody's voice came out, attacking Mary's company. Mary leaned back in her chair with an ice-brick smile. Next was Mary. She began reading from a color-coded file, reciting each payment Kody had sent Robyn's way while asserting the family was penniless. Each figure hit like a punch to the gut. Leif addressed Robyn. "Were you aware that the rest of the family didn't know about these transfers?" Robyn's voice trembled. "I didn't think I had the right to question it." A razor-sharp laughter came from Christine's side. By the last day, there was no civility. Janelle charged Kody with weaponizing loyalty, with pitting wives against one another. Christine labeled him a man who could not lead without disrupting what he led. And in a final desperate gamble, Robyn appealed to Mary. "You were cold to me from the beginning." Mary's tone sliced through the tumult like glass, cold, sharp, and unyielding. "I was cold because you entered with a knife and a smile," she stated, staring directly at Robyn. The statement hit home. The yelling reached a fever pitch before Lee stepped in between them. Cameras continued to roll. No one shouted "cut." It was the type of raw, unscripted tempest that producers dreamed of. And then there was the exit. The season finale. Kody tore off his microphone and stormed out, slamming the lodge doors so hard even the cameras rattled. Mary, Janelle, and Christine stood in a loose line, all but smirking, while Robyn chased after him tearfully. The 3 women did not even glance back when they walked out into the Sedona sunset, Robyn's tears echoing in their wake. But TLC wasn't finished. The teaser for next season, the crush of tires, shattered the quiet winter morning at Robyn's rental. Thinking she was to receive a delivery, she looked through the blinds, only to watch the county sheriff's SUV arrive. 2 officers emerged, papers in their hands. "Mrs. Brown, this property is being repossessed." Immediately, one of them announced, the seal on the court order shining in the weak light. Robyn's mouth fell open. No, this cannot happen, I appealed." The officer wagged his head. "Rejected yesterday, we're here to serve it." The children's voices called from down the hallway. And then she saw something that sent her stomach plummeting. The cameras were rolling already. TLC had been stalking her for days. Across town, in a cozy, wood-paneled office, Mary and Janelle sat at a shiny table, their hands signing documents. The lawyer pushed the final papers across to them with a smile. "It's official. You now own Coyote Pass parcels jointly, and you have complete legal possession of the family's media royalties." Mary leaned back in her chair, satisfaction dripping from her voice. "Feels good to finally have the truth acknowledged after years of being ignored." Janelle laughed, really laughed, for the first time in months. Today is the last day Robyn runs this family like her own business. Outside, reporters swarmed, cameras flashed. Mary didn't hesitate. "We're done being quiet," she said straight into the lens. In the meantime, Robyn's moving day was a media circus. Neighbors leaned out onto porches while news vans blocked the street. Midway through the chaos, Kody arrived, leather jacket zipped against the wind, anger burning in his eyes. "This is harassment," he snapped at the press. "You're vultures." But when a reporter inquired, Is it true the court found you and Robyn guilty of financial mismanagement? Kody froze. Robyn's face went blank. They've misconstrued everything, she maintained, wiping at her tears. All we ever wanted was to keep our family safe. As they left, Mary and Janelle were negotiating with a publisher for a tell-all memoir, complete with financial statements, personal letters, and behind-the-scenes facts. Aren't you concerned they'll sue? The editor asked. Janelle simply smiled. The truth is the best defense. They burrowed through years of records, PayPal contributions channeled to Robyn's company, scribbled slips, shady bank wires. The further down they dug, the nastier it became. In a cramped, dingy apartment on the outskirts of town, Robyn loaded caved-in plates while Kody paced beside the window. They're watching us, waiting for us to screw up, he grumbled. Robyn's voice quivered. They already have Kody. He whirled on her. Don't you dare lay the blame on me. The argument shook the walls late at night. Even after the yelling had ceased, neighbors informed producers they could still hear Robyn crying. And then came the reunion. All four of them were in the same studio for the first time since the court verdict. The air was charged, volatile. Mary looked at Robyn. You shoved us out, used Kody, stole on your own family, and now the court concurs. Robyn's face went white. I adored this family. I was attempting to save it. Janelle interrupted. Save it, you leached it dry. Fans at home filled up the live chat. Robyn exposed. Team Mary Janelle. By the time the credits finished rolling, Robyn and Kody's reputation was ruined. The tale wasn't finished, but their grip on it was.